Google just released version 1.0 of the Agent Development Kit for Java. If you are a Java developer, you have probably heard about Python's LangGraph, ADK, and AutoGen. Those frameworks lets you build intelligent agent that can plan, use tool, and solve complex problem. But as a Java developer, you have probably been stuck using Spring AI as LLM integration layer. It's great for adding OpenAI or Claude to your app. But for real agents, you are doing a lot of manual plumbing. ADK changes that. It's Google purpose-built agent framework, not a wrapper around the LLM. An actual agent framework. You get built-in tools, multi-agent orchestration, agent-by-agent communication, and plugin architecture for observability. It's everything Java devs have been waiting for. Now, here's the thing. Spring AI is good for integrating LLM into existing Spring Boot apps. But ADK, it's built for agents from ground up. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. Not which one wins, but the fundamental difference between them. Here's the app, a city explorer agent. You tell it where you are and how much time you have. It finds nearby restaurants and builds you 4-hour itinerary. Same task, two different framework. Spring AI is using OpenAI as the LLM and Foursquare for restaurant data. ADK is using Gemini and its built-in Google Maps tool. Let's start with Spring AI and then I'll show you what ADK does differently. Okay, now let's switch to IntelliJ. All right, let's look at the POM first. So here you can see we have got the Spring Boot parent and below I'll show you we have got the OpenAI starter here. For restaurant data, we are calling Foursquare API using Spring built-in REST client. No extra library needed here. Now, let me show you how we are using the tools. Let's go inside the SRC, main, Java, inside the tool. This is the Maps tool provider. So here you can pass in the Foursquare API key. I pass this key in the application.properties. So this place where we are doing the heavy lifting. You're calling the Foursquare Places API using the REST client, and here you're passing the path, building the actual URL using the query parameters, and then over here we are passing all the authorization headers that we need. Towards the end, we are passing the response type that we want. After we have got the response, you can see we are doing the formatting of the response about 90 lines of code for just one tool. And you need a separate Foursquare API keys to do all these stuff. Let me show you the application.properties. Okay, so here you have to pass in the OpenAI API keys and then the Foursquare API keys. Okay, after all these things, let's see how the agent is actually wired up. So this is inside the service class, inside the agent service. We are using the chat client over here. Spring AI auto injects OpenAI chat client model, and this is the model that we'll be using to create our chat client. So if I go inside this method, you can see we are using the chat client.prompt, we are using .tool, and here we are passing the service class that has all the tools for the map. Next, we have passed the system prompt. Later on, we have added the user prompt. And then there's a blocking call to the LLM to get all the response in the form of a string. Honestly, this part is pretty clean. If you know Spring, it feels natural. If you want to go deeper into Spring AI, I have a full course on Udemy that breaks down every piece, and its link is in the description, so you can go and check out. So what we saw was Spring AI. Now let me show you the same thing with ADK. So let's go to the ADK project. Here again, let's begin with the pom.xml. One dependency, that's it. No Spring Boot parent, no web starter, no external API integration, just Google ADK. Everything you need is packed in this one library. And ADK does come with a built-in dev UI and web endpoint. For this, you just need to add the dev dependency here. Now, let's see the tool. We'll go to City Explorer agent, and here's the tool. So instead of chat client there, we are using LLM agent and it calls the create agent method. So this is the create agent. See how cleanly you can create this whole agent. Just watch it. You can see this dot tool and you're passing the new Google Maps tool. We have not created this tool by ourselves. It's the ADK that provides this tool out of the box. So no parsing, no error handling, and ADK just builds it. Remember that 90 lines of code that we wrote for using the Foursquare tool? Here it's just one liner. So you can use only one key. Google Map is handled internally by ADK. No separate places API needs to be called here. Now, that doesn't mean ADK locks you into Google. You can absolutely build your own custom tool just like in Spring AI. And ADK isn't just locked to Gemini either. It has built-in support Claude through Quantum modules. You can plug in OpenAI, Mistral, Olama, whatever you want. For this demo, keep everything simple. I'm using Gemini, but you have all the other options. Okay, so let me show you how we actually run this ADK agent. So the code is inside this City Explorer application. Here we are using the in-memory runner for our agent. Next, we are creating a new session for this agent and we are taking command line inputs from the user. Next, from the input that we have got from user, we are creating the content for the user message. Next, we are using the flowable to run our agent in an async fashion. We are passing the user message and the run configs. Once we have got the events response, we are printing on the command line. So this is very simple how this is built. Okay, now that we have seen the code for both Spring AI and ADK, let's run both of our agents one by one and see their outputs. Before running any of the agents, you can go through the README of each of the projects and it will tell you how you can set up your API keys. We show you for ADK what all you need. Here, you have to set up the Google API key. I have already set up the API key. For Spring AI, you have to set two API keys for OpenAI and Foursquare. You can use this command, set up the API keys in your environment. I've already set up these keys and I can run this project. Let's copy these lines, paste it over here, paste anywhere. It's running. Meanwhile, let me copy the run commands for the ADK agent. Okay, so the build for ADK has started and you can see the ADK project is running right now. Let's run the Spring AI one also. Okay, the Spring AI is also started at port 8080. Let's open a new tab over here. So first, let's give a command to the ADK. Giving a command to ADK. I'm in Delhi for 4 hours and I'm a vegetarian. What should I do? That's it. And you can see agent has started working. Again, let's run the curl for the Spring AI also. With slight different input as I'm in Tokyo for 4 hours. What should I do? Meanwhile, I have got the reply from the ADK. You can see it's a full 4 hours itinerary for Delhi that it has made. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., you should go to Connaught Place and then to traditional vegetarian restaurant. And then we have the post dinner scroll and we also have the preparatory departure. This is the full 4 hour itinerary that it has made for Delhi. Similarly, Spring AI has also done the same thing. It has created the full 4 hour itinerary for Tokyo, classic place to go there. And then we have the another one. You have the third one, and then it's asking some other questions. One difference that you can notice in both of the responses. The Google Maps gives you the real restaurants with the ratings, walking distances, more details, places info. Google Maps just has richer data than Foursquare. Both agents get the job done, but ADK's built-in Google Maps gives you a richer responses. That's pretty big gap. Okay, so here's what surprised me. Setting up the agent, the system prompt, calling the model, that part is pretty similar in both the framework. Where ADK really pulls ahead is the tooling. One line to add for Google Maps versus 90 lines of custom Foursquare integration code. That's where the real difference is. And Google Map is just one example. ADK gives you access to the whole Google ecosystem of tools out of the box. Google Search, Google Map, code execution, and more. You don't have to wire anything yourself. I picked the City Explorer project specifically to show you the difference in how you build the agents in these two frameworks. ADK is more than just built-in tool. It's full agent framework. You get multi-agent orchestration where agent can delegate tasks to each other. You get A2A protocol, that's agent to agent communication. So agent built in completely different framework can talk to each other. You get plugin architecture for logging, tracing, and observability, session management, memory, and state all built in. This is not just LLM wrapper with some nice tools. It's an entire platform for built-in agent system. We'll dig into all of that in the upcoming videos. But for first look, I think the City Explorer is a great way to get familiar with ADK, especially if you are coming from Spring AI. But Spring AI has its own strengths. It's deeply integrated into the Spring ecosystem. If you already have Spring Boot app and just want to add AI capability, Spring AI is the right fit for you. You get dependency injection, auto configuration, and Spring stuff you are used to. So, based on what you are building, if you are building serious agent system, multi-agent, tool orchestration, agent to agent communication, ADK is purpose built for that. If you are adding AI to an existing Spring Boot app and want to leverage the Spring ecosystem, you already know Spring AI is the way to go. I have already posted this whole code in GitHub and its link is in the description. Next week, I'm using ADK's A2A protocol to build two agents that negotiate a business deal. They'll have conflicting goals and hidden constraints. That's when agent framework really shine. Subscribe if you want to see that. Drop a comment which framework you would pick for your next project. And see you next week.